The bright studio lights filled the stage as the audience applauded, while Carrie Underwood walked onto the set of Today with Jenna and Friends. She smiled warmly, waving to the crowd before taking her seat. The atmosphere felt cheerful, with everyone expecting a fun conversation about music, family, and her upcoming projects. Jenna welcomed Carrie with genuine excitement, complimenting her latest work and thanking her for joining the show. Carrie returned the kindness with a laugh, saying she always enjoyed meeting fans and talking about the positive moments in her career. The interview started smoothly. They discussed Carrie's childhood, the lessons she learned before becoming famous, and how she balanced life as an artist and a mother. The audience laughed at funny stories from her early tours and applauded whenever Carrie spoke about gratitude. Everything seemed relaxed until the conversation unexpectedly shifted toward rumors that had recently spread online. Jenna carefully mentioned that social media had been full of speculation about Carrie's future plans. Carrie remained calm and politely explained that people often believed stories that had no truth behind them. She smiled and encouraged everyone to focus on facts rather than gossip. The audience appreciated her respectful answer, but another follow-up question dug even deeper into personal matters Carrie had hoped to avoid. For a brief moment, the room became noticeably quieter. Carrie took a slow breath before answering. She explained that while she respected honest journalism, she also believed every person deserved boundaries. She reminded everyone that entertainers were human beings with families, emotions, and private lives that should not always become public discussion. One of the guest commentators offered a different opinion, suggesting that public figures should expect every aspect of their lives to be questioned. Carrie listened without interrupting. When it was finally her turn to respond, she calmly said that success should never require someone to give up every piece of personal privacy. Her voice remained steady, but viewers could sense the growing tension in the studio. The discussion continued for several minutes. Carrie answered each question thoughtfully, yet the conversation kept returning to speculation instead of her music. She looked toward the audience and smiled politely, though it was becoming clear she was disappointed that the interview had moved away from the purpose of her visit. After another uncomfortable question, Carrie gently placed her microphone on the table. She thanked Jenna for inviting her and respectfully explained that she had come to celebrate music and encourage fans, not to participate in endless rumors. Without raising her voice or showing anger, she stood from her chair. The audience watched silently as Carrie offered a polite smile to everyone on stage. Jenna looked surprised and quickly stood as well, asking if there was anything they could do to continue the conversation in a better direction. Carrie paused for a moment, before saying that sometimes the healthiest choice was to step away from a discussion that no longer felt productive. She waved to the audience, thanked them for their kindness, and quietly walked off the stage. No doors slammed. No shouting followed. The studio remained peaceful, but everyone understood that something meaningful had just happened. It was not a dramatic scene filled with insults. Instead, it was a reminder that choosing respect could sometimes mean choosing to leave. Backstage, several crew members checked on Carrie to make sure she was comfortable. She thanked each person individually, making it clear that she appreciated the hardworking staff. She explained that her decision had nothing to do with the crew or the audience. She simply believed the interview had drifted too far from the positive message she wanted to share. Meanwhile, Jenna returned to the audience and addressed the unexpected situation with honesty. She acknowledged that interviews could sometimes become complicated, and expressed respect for Carrie's decision. Rather than criticizing her guest, Jenna encouraged viewers to remember that conversations should always include empathy. Within minutes, social media exploded with opinions. Some viewers believed Carrie had every right to protect her personal boundaries. Others wished she had stayed longer to answer additional questions. Clips from the interview spread rapidly across different platforms, and hashtags began trending throughout the afternoon. Entertainment reporters debated what had happened. Some commentators argued that celebrities should answer difficult questions, while others praised Carrie's calm and respectful response. Unlike many heated television moments, there had been no yelling or personal attacks. That difference became an important part of the public conversation. Later that evening, Carrie shared a short message with her fans. She thanked everyone who continued supporting her music and encouraged people to treat one another with kindness, even during disagreements. She wrote that respectful communication mattered far more than winning an argument. Her message quickly received thousands of supportive comments. The following day, Jenna also released a thoughtful statement. She thanked Carrie for appearing on the show and said she hoped they would have another opportunity to sit down together under better circumstances. She emphasized that different perspectives should never prevent people from treating each other with dignity. Fans appreciated the mature responses from both women. Instead of fueling more conflict, they had each chosen understanding over hostility. Many viewers commented that this approach felt refreshing in a world where disagreements often became louder instead of wiser. A few weeks later, Carrie appeared at a charity concert supporting children's education. During her performance, she spoke briefly about choosing kindness, protecting personal peace, and remembering that every person deserves respect regardless of fame. The audience responded with a standing ovation before she began singing one of her most beloved songs. News outlets gradually moved on to other stories, but many fans continued discussing the interview for a different reason. They remembered it not because of conflict, but because it sparked conversations about healthy boundaries, respectful journalism, and the importance of listening before judging. Looking back, the fictional interview became a reminder that difficult moments do not always need dramatic endings. Sometimes the strongest response is remaining calm, speaking honestly, and walking away with grace instead of anger. In the end, Carrie continued focusing on her music, her family, and the people who supported her throughout her journey. Jenna continued welcoming guests with warmth and professionalism. Both women demonstrated that even when opinions differ, respect can remain. Their imagined encounter left audiences with a simple lesson. Success is measured not only by talent but also by character. And kindness often speaks louder than the loudest argument.